and on and on and on. And to what end? We just feel more of the despair, more empty, more unseen, more anxious, more depressed, more hopeless. Do you struggle to maintain weight loss but desperately want to feel good in your own skin, confident in your clothes, and improve your overall health? If so, you're home. Hey, I'm Sam, dietitian, specialist in weight management, and former functioning fat girl. I learned the secret of how to lose and maintain weight by simply nourishing my life well. If you're ready for the sustainable nutrition strategies, consistent habits, and freedom from a self-sabotaging mindset, grab your water bottle and let's go. Friends, are you stuck? You need a lifestyle audit. I'm so happy to offer a 1-hour one-on-one coaching session that I call the Winning at Weight Loss Breakthrough Session. During this session, I audit all the different aspects of your day-to-day lifestyle and intake. I compare that with your goal and what you tell me is the main problem you're facing with your health journey, and I coach you on the most simple, realistic thing you can implement immediately to finally break through and start making progress towards lasting weight loss. You'll get a recording of our session, a handout recapping your game plan, and I'll check in with you 1 week later to see how it's going. This is such great value that I only have 10 spots per month available. Click the link in the show notes to book your Winning at Weight Loss Breakthrough Session as soon as possible so you don't miss out. Stop spinning your wheels trying to throw spaghetti at the wall, no pun intended, to find something that finally kickstarts your progress. Get your simple lifestyle audit in your breakthrough session and start winning at weight loss. I can't wait to meet you. Click that link in the show notes and let's hop into today's episode. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of the More Than a Number podcast. If you're listening to this the week of release, it is the week after Thanksgiving. I cannot believe it, but it is. I hope everyone had a beautiful, beautiful holiday weekend. Last week, we talked about how to do Thanksgiving while on a weight loss journey, and I'd so love to hear your feedback. How'd you do? What are you proud of? Email me and share your experience. Did you stick to your plan? Talk to me. I want to hear from you guys. I would so love to hear it. If you used any of the strategies, if you tried and it didn't work out, but you learned something, let me know how your Thanksgiving weekend went. This week, I want to get into a topic that is reflective of the Thanksgiving holiday. It's incredibly necessary following any holiday or food-related event and has much more of a leading role in our weight loss journeys than it ever gets any credit for. And that, my friends, is gratitude. You see, right about now, we may be feeling pulled towards guilt, shame, disappointment, frustration over how we handled our food intake this whole past weekend, I was going to say on Thanksgiving Day, but for the whole weekend as well. Or maybe we're not feeling pulled towards it, but we're already pulled down so deep in a dark rabbit hole of despair over our food decisions that we're really struggling. And if you're new to this show and binging past episodes and it's like nowhere near Thanksgiving and you're like, lady, what are you even talking about? First of all, thanks for being here. I'm so excited that you found us. And second of all, don't skip this episode. This applies to literally anyone walking through a weight loss journey and, at any time of the year, any holiday event or just random moment in time when we find ourselves off track or feeling out of control with our eating. This is, kind of like a crossroads moment, a turning point, if you will. And we can either choose to say, the heck with it, I can't control myself during this holiday season, may as well just lean in and we'll get back to it again in January. Or we can choose grace and gratitude. Grace and gratitude help us to reject despair. Despair over all the feels, guilt, shame, disappointment, and on and on and on. They are feelings, and feelings are valid. Feelings are real, but, and this is a big but feelings should not drive our lives because they're only temporary. So we don't want those feelings to be in the driver's seat of our behaviors, of our actions, of our thoughts, because they're not permanent. They are temporary. So we need to reject that guilt over the 700 pizzelles you mindlessly ate while binging Hallmark Christmas movies. Was that just me? Yeah? Okay. Give yourself grace and be thankful for the yummy food and fun experiences you had. Even if it was watching cheesy, unrealistic stories about people who are not real. Gratitude shifts our perspective. So we fixate on, try to manifest, pray about, and flat out beg for miracles from God, the universe, whatever you believe in. We tend to beg for, something different than what we have. I wish I had long, lean, thin legs. I wish I had skinny ankles. I wish I had wingless arms. I wish I hadn't eaten so many dang pizzelles or had so much stuffing this last week. I wish I hadn't overeaten all weekend and just kept it to Thursday like I had planned. Somehow we get caught up in this wish list as though God is going to wave a magic wand and change our past decisions, change our bodies, change our lives. We dwell in the why of it all. Why did I do that? I must have no discipline. I must be being punished. Why am I being punished? Why can't I make better decisions? And on and on and on. And to what end? We just feel more of the despair, more empty, more unseen, more anxious, more depressed, more hopeless. Maybe we don't need a miracle to go back in time and change our past decisions. Maybe we just need to change our perspective. What can we be grateful for today in mind, body, and spirit? I want to give you a few prompts that can help you create a gratitude journal. Now, if you're like, oh, here we go, I'm not the journaling type, and you're about to skip the rest of this episode, stop! Don't leave. I promise. It doesn't have to be the kind of journal that's like a diary where it takes up a lot of time to write out pages and pages of our lives. It certainly can be if you're into that, but it doesn't have to be. I am just talking about a simple list of the things that you're grateful for right now. But first, let me lay down some facts for you. I want to talk about how gratitude can support our weight loss and healthy habits. The first point I want to make is that gratitude improves our mental health. And by the way, I'm going to be using some actual real science and research, and I will certainly include the studies and citations in the show notes if you're interested in reading more about it. So, gratitude improves our mental health. A major meta-analysis of 64 randomized control trials found that gratitude interventions like a simple journal or time of reflection led to better mental health, reductions in anxiety and depression, boosted mood and emotional well-being, improved mental health, aka less stress, anxiety, and depression, can make healthy eating, movement, and self-care easier because stress and negative emotions often trigger overeating, cravings, or skipping the healthy habits that we know we should be doing or we want to be doing, but because we're in this like negative spiral, we tend to kind of skip over those things. So by stabilizing our mood and reducing that like emotional despair or distress, gratitude gives you a firmer foundation to stick with your nutrition and lifestyle goals. Does that make sense? The second point is that gratitude can reduce internalized weight bias, body shame, helping you treat yourself with respect. So basically, when we feel gratitude towards our bodies and we express that and declare that gratitude towards our bodies, we beat ourselves up less. We choose the words and the names that we call ourselves better. We use respect and we honor our bodies and respect our bodies. And that can kind of weed out all of that nitpicking that we so easily can fall into when it comes to our bodies. That, like I was saying before, with the, skinnier legs and ankles, all of that. One study showed that a quote unquote body gratitude journaling intervention helped reduce internalized weight bias and increased body satisfaction and appearance evaluation. Amazing. A body gratitude journal. So that's, like a gratitude journal, but specifically talking about our bodies. Another 2024 study found that both general gratitude and body gratitude were associated with healthier intentions like dieting or exercising and greater body compassion and well-being, aka being thankful for the thick, strong legs and ankles because they support me, and the stronger my legs, FYI, our legs house our largest muscle groups, glutes, quads, and hamstrings. So being thankful for those thick, strong legs and ankles because they support me. And the stronger my legs, the easier sustainable weight loss and maintenance are. So if you're a thick leg girly like me, instead of calling them mean names, thank them for the awesome job they're doing for your long-term health goals. When you appreciate your body, what it does for you, not just what it looks like, you're less likely to fall into harmful cycles of shame, guilt, or restrictive behavior. That self-respect and self-compassion often translates into healthier habits that actually last, which, of course, as we know, is what we want. Long-lasting, healthy habits. The next point, gratitude appears to support healthier eating behaviors. Amazing. A study of adolescents and young adults found that those who engaged in gratitude practices, like writing gratitude letters, reported more healthy eating behaviors over time, fewer unhealthy food choices, and more nutritious eating compared with the controls. Other research suggests that gratitude helps with self-control and reduces emotional or stress-driven eating, which are, as we know, major saboteurs in weight loss efforts. So the bottom line is this: we eat to cope. we use food in unhealthy ways to cope with life. So when we're feeling any kind of negative emotions, we turn to those energy-dense foods, otherwise known as highly caloric foods and low nutrient density, that we think are going to make us feel better, but in reality, they just make us feel worse. Because when we eat like crap, we feel like crap, right? So shifting the perspective to gratitude puts us in a more positive place, and then the dominoes start to fall in the positive direction rather than the negative. And we can, feel better and choose foods that we know are going to continue to keep us feeling better instead of the opposite. Gratitude doesn't force like perfect eating, obviously, but it can reduce that food noise, lower emotional eating, and help you make clearer, more intentional food choices. And then the last point about gratitude I wanted to make is that gratitude supports lifestyle behaviors beyond diet, like sleep, stress, heart health, and just overall general wellness. So people who regularly practice gratitude report better sleep quality, which if you listened a couple episodes ago, we talked a lot about the importance of our quality of sleep, reduced stress, improved mood, and better cardiovascular markers. Lower stress plus better sleep equals more energy, clearer decision-making, and a stronger ability to resist cravings or maintain healthy habits. So because, as I talk about in episode after episode on this show, weight loss and maintenance involve many different factors, more than just what we eat. They also require that consistent sleep, stress management, and self-care. Gratitude's ripple effect across these areas can be a powerful, powerful tool over time. And I believe that a regular practice of gratitude would fall under that umbrella of self-care that is so incredibly important to our overall health and sustainable weight loss. So in summary, why does gratitude matter for our weight loss journey? It helps quiet the inner critic, so it, reduces the shame and gives us more self-compassion. It strengthens our mental resilience so that a bad day doesn't wreck our progress or a bad holiday weekend. It supports healthier habits from a place of caring and respect rather than guilt or deprivation. It improves overall well-being, sleep, stress, mood, which makes everything else easier. Our nutrition, our movement, our consistency, all of it. In other words, gratitude is not a magic pill, but it helps to build the so powerful foundation mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually that makes sustainable weight loss and healthy living not just possible, but far more likely. So here's what I want us all to do, because not only are we coming off of a long holiday weekend, but we're now at the beginning of a long holiday month filled with lots of chaos, busyness, stress, anxiety, and food, lots of food. But it doesn't have to be a time of stress. We can choose joy. It's not easy, and it's not something we can just one day say, I choose joy, and then we just live in the lovely land of joy for the rest of our lives. We have to choose it over and over and over again. And how do we do that? Well, we declare our gratitude over and over and over again. So let's start today, whether it's actually December 1st when you're listening to it or any other day. Start now. Get yourself a little journal or notebook. If you don't have one right in this moment, it's okay. Write it on a paper towel for all I care. Just write it down on something. If you're a believer like me, then you also believe everything good is from God. So I always start my list with, thank you, Lord, for. If you don't believe in God or a God, you can just start with, I am grateful for. Sometimes it can be difficult, especially if you're experiencing a tough season or if you're particularly struggling and disappointed in your food choices or with the scale set or whatever. We really can, unfortunately, allow those feelings to overshadow all of the beautiful blessings. And it makes it really hard to see the blessings at first. So just start with aiming for like 3 to 5 things. And to be honest, even 1 to start is fine if you're really struggling. It could just be, I'm grateful I woke up today. But I guarantee you, the more you practice this exercise, the more you start to open your eyes to all the wonderful aspects of our days and our lives. I like to do this at night because I'm kind of like recounting all of the things from that day that I'm grateful to God for. But honestly, you can do this anytime, anywhere. You can do it all day long when something happens and you're like, oh, thank you, thank you. You can, get out, if you don't have pen and paper right there, you can get out your phone and put it in the, the notes app on your phone. Whatever works for you. Some people like to do it in the mornings. So again, however it fits into your life, just so that you do it. But my challenge to you would be to include your body and your food choices. Yes, even the ones you're disappointed about. Did you learn something from it? I bet if you really stop to think, you will find a lesson in that so that you can, find a way to be grateful for it. So for example, if you intended to not overeat on the Friday after Thanksgiving, but you ended up digging into all the leftovers and essentially had Turkey Day number 2 on Friday, that can be a great lesson for next time. Either don't bring leftovers home or don't bring leftovers of the things that aren't the best choices home. So like take the turkey and the green beans, but pass on taking home the sweet potato casserole with all the little mini marshmallows and a big wedge of pumpkin pie. And don't forget who you spent the holiday weekend with. Maybe you went a little crazy with the food, but focus on being grateful for the time spent with your family and or friends. There is always, 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 always something to be grateful for. There's always at least someone, something, some experience. So grab your notebook or your paper towel, whatever works, and start writing down all the aspects of this past holiday weekend that you're grateful for. I dare you to stop at 1. And then do it again tomorrow. And the next day. And the next. And let the attitude of gratitude lead you through this holiday season. You'll build consistency, mental well-being, physical appreciation, spiritual grounding, and it will help you to continue to choose joy every day, every hour, every moment. My first entry in my journal, my grateful journal today, is you. I'm so, so grateful for you. Thank you for choosing to spend your precious time listening to this show and allowing me into your life. I love you. God loves you. Until next time, friends. Hey, friend, I really hope you feel empowered by this episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with another friend who needs it? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It brings me so much joy to know this podcast is helping you. Okay, time to go nourish well, aka eat some good food. I'll meet you back here next time for another episode. I love you and God loves you. Have a beautiful day.